Hey everybody, we are back. Woo, 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 woo. You have to do the arm thing.
Oh, sorry.
Why do you go like this? Woo, woo, woo.
I don't know.
You look like a psycho.
Welcome back.
Episode 21.
21.
Woo. We're legal, guys. We can drink. Woo, woo, woo. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming and thank you for joining us. We are super excited to be here. And today we're going to mix it up a little bit and we'll share that in a minute before we get started. Bam. All right. I think we're ready. But before we get started, today was pretty awesome. We haven't seen each other all day. So we've been like running and gunning, which is unheard of. We're usually always together. But today was Drew started recording her audiobook for Audible, and it's pretty amazing. But here's the thing. I was not ready for this, you guys. I was not ready for this. Most people, I would think, parents whose kid writes a book, you would think, I'm going to read that thing so fast. I'm going to like consume every word in the book. But I have to read it in microdoses because number one, it is so well written and I'm a snob. I am a vocabulary grammar snob. I am an avid reader. I grew up reading and like, if people can't spell or guys use there instead of there, you know what I'm talking about, which is he's one of them, pisses me off, right? Learn the language, damn it. Learn it properly. So I have to read her book in microdoses. I've had the book for months, and I think I'm only on chapter 3, and there's 11 chapters or 12 chapters.
Something like that. And
I'm only on chapter 3 because it's so well written, number one. And number two, I'm so fucking proud. Out of all the cool things she's done, this is the one that like right to the heart, right? In a good way. So I'm super, super proud. And number 3, there's a lot of touching stories, and I'm only on chapter 3. So I have to do it in microdoses because I get it like literally, and I'm not a real emotional person, but that book makes me emotional.
Yeah.
So for all of those reasons. So imagine going into the studio today to record.
Sure.
And first of all, she's a fucking professional. She'll get on the mic. She's never done this, by the way. First of all, right? It literally looks like a music
Booth.
Like, you know what I mean? Like a studio.
Sure.
There's like all these, it's just crazy. Like all these buttons and slide thingies and giant screens and you're in the sound room, the sound booth, and then they're in the recording booth and there's big glass windows. You can see everything. So it's pretty cool. She gets in there and just starts, and then there's a producer on Zoom that's producing it and directing it. And then you have the sound engineers and all this shit, and everybody's running around, and it's pretty nutty. But then you see the engineers going, and then the producer and the director, she's in New York, so she's on Zoom, and Drew's reading, and she'll go, wait, stop, redo that, blah blah blah, whatever. Your inflection here and there, and on this word and this word, and it's pretty cool. But like, not even like chapter 1 was done. And when the lady did a pause, she said, like, so how many times have you done this before? And Drew's like, first time. And I'm like, holy shit, dude. Like, and I knew she was good, but then you always think, am I just being biased because she's my kid? And she was like, wow. And then even afterwards, she was like, we're ahead of schedule. I hardly had any edits during this thing.
Dang, that's cool.
It was pretty cool. We finished like an hour before we were supposed to. And she has to do this for 4 days, right? So I'm sitting there, but like, I'm not joking. So she's in the recording booth. I'm in, Jason and I are in the sound booth with all the engineers. And, like if the things aren't on, like the speakers aren't on, you can't hear it because it's soundproof.
Sure.
Right. But when the speakers are on and you can hear her reading, it sounds like she's standing right here to me. And she just starts reading first chapter, and I'm like, God damn it. I literally cried a bunch of times, not like a blubbering idiot, but like, I'm like with my tissues and I'm just looking down because I was embarrassed because I'm like crying and they're like, is this lady okay? What the fuck's wrong with this lady? And then, like one time she kept having to do these special things. I forget what they're called. And then Dason, she's like, here's Dason in the chair. She's going. She's like, I'm so tired. And she has been tired because they've been traveling a lot and whatever. But, and then you hear Drew's voice and it's so soothing when she's talking. And, you know, both of us were going, like, if I'm not crying, she's, nodding off. So there was a 7-Eleven down the street. So we left the studio and walked to 7-Eleven to get some energy drinks because one, we were tired, but two, you know, I needed a break mentally and emotionally.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then I was sending you video and photos, but you didn't get any of them.
It didn't.
Because your thing kept coming up like you have a damn Android.
I don't know what's wrong with it.
Yeah. So
Did you see any of my texts at all?
No. That's why I called you at lunchtime. I was like, yo, what's up, dude?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? I had to call my son and say, hey, where's your dad at? Oh, he's in the other room. I'm like, take him the phone. Well, what are you doing? Yeah. So I was like, what the fuck?
I know you want to share, huh? And tell me what's going on.
Yeah. Doi.
I'm sorry.
That's why.
Well, it's cool to hear because it's the first time I'm hearing it too, as you're sharing it with everyone else.
Yeah. If I get permission, guys, I'll put a picture right here of Drew in the recording booth because it was pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I also took a picture of me crying. Go tell the mayor. Proof that I am a human. I am not a tin man. I have a heart. It was pretty nutty.
That's pretty cool.
She's done a lot of cool things, but the book has always been my favorite.
Sure.
Drew would like when this thing first came. Here's the funny thing, and she will fight me tooth and nail on this, but I will fight on the hill for this. I was like, you should write a book, you know. When she first started taking off, because what her message is so, you know, it's so important and so empowering to a lot of people, and she's like, I'm only, at the time she was what, 26, right? Yeah, I'm only 26. Now who's gonna care about, like, I haven't lived life long enough to write a book. And I said, girl, I didn't say a memoir. The fuck? I said, just talk about what you're talking about. Put it in a book.
Yeah.
And then Phil, shout out Phil. That's her manager. He goes, you know what? You should write a book. She goes, oh my God, like, what a great idea. And I was like, what the hell? And I can't win for losing. But anyway, I say that in jest. However, anything that had to do with the book, you know, Drew takes me along for the ride because she knows this is my favorite part because I'm a big fat book nerd. That's why. But meeting, you know, her team, her book team and whatnot was really fucking cool. And now seeing it all come together, this is the last part, right? The book has been written. It's been, it's being produced right now, like physically. And I finally have a physical book. And now this is the last part. It's going on Audible.
Very cool.
Audible, Spotify, like all the places you can get your audiobooks. So
very cool.
And Prime, and it's so cool. But anyway, that was my day. How was your day? Very cool.
It's nothing in comparison to your day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Loser. Just kidding. So nothing exciting, or what did you do all days? You weren't answering my phone, that's for sure.
No, we're just getting ready for vacation.
Okay.
Yeah, we're getting ready for vacation, making sure the dogs will be okay, stuff like that.
Boring. All right, guys. I tried to do the banter at the beginning, but clearly someone didn't get the memo. All right.
No,
so
you're supposed to share.
I know. You shared nothing.
Sorry.
I got to carry the water again, guys. Anyway. All right. So today we're going to do something different. We decided that we're going to, because the last podcast was very educational. It was very serious. And today we're just going to fuck around.
Yeah, the last couple, actually.
Yeah, the last couple. Well, and it's because you guys are asking for it, and we're not downplaying that at all.
Yeah.
But with all the state of the world right now and everything that's going on and all the drama that's going on social media and canceling people and like the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef, Jesus Christ, I need a break. Right. So I told Tate, hey, I don't want to look at the list of all the things we were going to do because I want to do something dumb and like
fun. Just
fuck around.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. This is the AF5 HOT TAKES. We each have 3 hot takes. We didn't tell each other what they were, but we did give parameters of topics. So we have a hot take on like a cartoon TV show or a movie.
Mm-hmm.
We have a hot take on parenting, whatever that looks like. And then we have a hot take on food. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
So this may not be an hour-long episode, guys, but you know what? It's okay. We're going to be okay. We're going to laugh, hopefully, and we're going to have fun. Sound good?
It does sound good.
All right, we're going to jump right into it, you guys.
I'm just going to be honest. I don't think I covered any of the criteria, but these are still good.
What?
These are still good.
Wait, no.
These,
Okay.
Because I'm telling you, they're good. You're going to love them.
All right, guys.
So let me go first then. Okay? Let me go first with mine.
You know what? Fuck it. This is an episode where we're just going to fly by the seat of our pants, guys.
Let me go first because
All
you're
right.
going to love it.
Okay.
It should be socially acceptable to ask parents to quiet down their children or at least take them elsewhere to settle them down.
Okay. Well, I have a thought on that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would never tell someone to tell their kid to shut the fuck up.
No.
Like, are you talking about, like, I need some context. Are you talking about, like, crying in, like, a movie theater?
Well, yeah, well, of course.
Okay.
There's parameters. She explains why she says this in this hot take. And those are, like, she's, like, the typical places like the airport, cafes, public transports, places like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where there's a lot of people, you know, dealing with stuff.
Wait. So, places that crying children should not be.
Sure.
Okay, you're saying the airport, but I think grown adults cry in the airport. So can we go tell them to shut the fuck up? I remember one time I was at the airport when I used to travel a lot when I was in corporate America.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to fly to Florida for a big pitch. They told me like 12 hours before my flight. And I'm like, wait, what? I didn't know anything about this job, nothing. So I had to like take all my stuff with me to the airport and read it and blah, blah, blah. And then for whatever reason, our flight got canceled for weather, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember people were making up the nuttiest shit, nuttiest stuff. Like, I have to get on the next plane. I'm a doctor and I'm going to do brain surgery tomorrow. And someone's going to die if I don't get there. You wanted me to call God? Like, let me get him on the line. And you tell him. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, we're all in the same boat, homie. What the hell? And they were making up some wild shit. And I'm all, oh, brain surgeon, huh? I'm all, dude, come on. One pant leg was up around his knee. His ass was hanging out the back. I'm going to say it. I'll say it. I don't think you're a brain surgeon. Here, I have a hot take. Do you think old people should cut you in line?
I would let them.
But do you think they should?
If they asked, I would let them.
No, if they didn't. They just walk to the front and then just say, excuse me. Yeah, my flight got delayed and there's like 500 people standing in line.
No.
Would you say anything though?
Yeah.
You would?
I wouldn't personally. But see, in this situation, I wouldn't have to because I already know you already have. I already know you're already gonna do it.
Look, see how he judges me already. You judge me already. No, I say that because I forgot who was I telling. I don't know if I was talking to Ev about it or something. I forgot who I was telling. Anyway, I was like, you know what? Like, I've seen it happen. That's why I brought it up because I've seen it happen all the time in for whatever reason,
Sure.
the airport.
Yeah.
Right. And let me make this very clear.
I've seen it happen.
Okay. Every time you've seen it happen, was it a white person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always a white guy.
That's my point.
It's no one else. It's always
there's
them.
no people of color doing that.
No.
It's always a white person, and they're so fucking entitled.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: at that point, if I'm that old, right, and I'm gonna be that bold and that brazen, you kind of earned it. Go fucking, I don't care.
That's what I mean. That's
no,
what I
but
was
you're
saying.
like you would have said something. I've seen it a million times, and I've never said anything.
No, but I say it jokingly. I say it jokingly because that's what I was saying earlier. If they asked, I would let them.
No, they don't ask. Is
They
my point.
I know they never. I've seen them. They never asked. I've seen.
Yeah,
you
they
know.
don't ask. But like my thing is like I just watch it and go. Now, let me make another caveat to that. If it's a woman and they're not being total assholes, they're just like entitled and they're just walking up going, excuse me. Yeah. So I need to know, like, my first instinct is like, what the fuck? We're all waiting in line. And then I thought, man, that's kind of ballsy. I kind of respect it. But if a guy does it, oh, hell no. Sir, Line's back here. The line starts behind me. I won't let a guy do it. I don't give a fuck if you're 100 years old with a cane and in a wheelchair, nothing. Well, maybe a wheelchair, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's a guy, I won't do it. I mean, I won't let them do it.
Sure.
I'll be very confrontational. But if it's a woman, I'm like, I kind of respect that. Kind of.
So when she's done, are you going to go right after her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Social graces, you guys, they're free. Their manners, use them. Use them in abundance. That's my double standard, though. But I don't give a fuck. The patriarchy doesn't allow us to do anything anyway, so or doesn't want us to do anything, so I can have a double standard.
What happened to? Telling
Crying kids. Sorry. It's late. It's almost midnight. I've been gone all day. Okay. I would never tell anybody how to handle their kids because I wouldn't want someone to tell me.
Sure.
I would expect the parent to have some common sense.
Sure.
And take your screaming baby at the 11 p.m. showing at the movies of Chainsaw Massacre. Take your fucking kid out of the thing. You want to hear a funny story? I don't know if you remember this. I don't know if you were with us. It was just me and the kids. We went to go see a movie. I can't remember what movie it was. And a guy had his baby and was like, the baby was crying. And by baby, I mean maybe 1-year-old.
Sure.
And it was an adult movie. It was packed. It was a Friday night, and they brought their kid. Now, maybe their babysitter quit on them.
Sure.
Maybe they're those parents who are like, I gotta take my kid everywhere.
Yeah.
My kid goes everywhere with me.
Sure.
Even to an R-rated movie. And so the kid kept crying and crying. And here's the thing with me. I like to watch the trailers. I don't want anybody fucking talking next to me. So when Dason and Drew are the giggle twins next to me, I'm like, hey, lock it up. The movie's not even started yet. I don't care. Go sit down there then or whatever, right? And so this baby's crying. And I was like, oh my God, like, is this going to happen? Because I won't say anything. If it's a baby, I'm not going to say anything.
Sure.
But finally, some guy stands up and he goes, take your fucking baby out of here. I paid good money to be here. And everybody started clapping. And I was like, oh. And he goes, she's choking on popcorn. And then someone yelled, she doesn't have fucking teeth to eating popcorn, you goddamn liar. Take your kid. Beefing over a 1-year-old crying in the movie theater.
That was just like, you know what's so funny about that? It's like everybody's getting ready to explode.
Yeah.
And that guy
takes one.
That guy pulls the fucking pin. And then everybody, boom, 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 boom. Right?
And me and the kids were all... We're like, no way, dude. And you know what Drew tells me? Oh, man, Mommy, I thought that was going to be you. I get no credit around here, people. None. But you're right. It was like
close.
A grenade, dude.
It was close.
The grenade was like this. The grenade was like...
Exactly. That guy pulled the pin.
Incoming! Bombs away! Oh, man. And it just made me laugh because, like, I like, for once, it wasn't me. So, and I would just think manners, common sense, respect,
sure.
Right? Because, like, do you remember the one time, okay, when Donovan was little, super picky, he was lactose intolerant, like, from the jump, right? And, like, when he turned around 1, maybe 2, we'd take him to the restaurant, and if he got tired or thirsty, or God forbid, someone forgot his chummy.
Yeah.
And his chummy is like this silk blanket I got at a baby shower.
Yeah.
He still has that thing to this day.
No.
Right? If someone forgot it, then all hell would break loose.
Done.
So we went to Olive Garden one time. I'm not even joking. He was like 1-year-old. And we took him to Olive Garden and we were fired up because it was the first time he ever went to a restaurant.
With us. Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
And he just, for whatever reason, and when he gets thirsty and hot, because he's always hot, even to this day, right? He runs hot. You can't turn it off. No. The train has left the station. Like, there is no turning back. No. And so I don't know what happened. I think he got hot or he was thirsty or something. And then he, those little wooden, what do you call it? Not high chairs.
High chairs, yeah.
You know, they don't really have a high back or anything. They're just like, they just kind of go around your waist.
Right on the hips.
Man, that kid did a fucking scorpion. He like threw his feet back and threw his head back and was screaming.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh my God, I'm that parent. I'm that parent. Because everybody's going, and then what the fuck? And I'm like, oh my God. And we left.
I know.
We got up and left.
Mm-hmm.
First, I took him outside to calm him the hell down. And then you had to stay back. And the girls were like, what happened? And you're like, pack it up. Sir, can we get some to go? And then you paid the bill. And then I was outside with Donovan.
Yeah.
But I was like, but I had the decency
To take him out.
to take him out because it was a Friday night or a Saturday night. I remember. And it was packed with people.
I think everyone just got their food too.
Yeah. We just got our food.
Because he was settling in. He was chilling.
And then he's like, I'm hot. And I was like, it's fine, buddy. And then he's like, wah! And I was like, God damn it. What the hell, dude? I'm all, man, if this was in the 70s, you would have got your ass whooped at the table. Shut the fuck up. Everybody eat. No? Just my house? Oh, okay. Sorry. Well, everybody's judging. So my answer is no.
No, it should be socially acceptable.
No. Don't tell anybody how to raise their kids or what to do. You can give them the stink eye. But if it's like the movies, that's, hey, you're on your own on that one.
Yeah.
You want to sit there with a crying baby, you're going to get it. When people go to the movies, they while out, man. Something happens to them. I don't know what it is, the atmosphere, the popcorn, whatever it is. Don't you dare talk during my movie.
Yeah.
Don't you have a crying baby in here.
Yeah.
If it's a kid movie, knock yourself out.
Sure.
You're going to watch Toy Story, your kid's going to cry, everybody's going to cry.
Yeah.
Like it's whatever.
Yeah.
But if it's an adult movie, late at night,
I know.
what are you doing?
I know.
Use your head.
Take your fucking name.
Dude, so you know how there's two levels, right? There's like the top, right? And then there's the landing, right?
Yeah.
And then there's the ones down below, close to the screen, right?
Yeah.
Our favorite like spot is like the first row in the second, you know, because no one ever says it. Anyway, we were sitting there and he was like sitting, I think he was sitting in the row in front of us, but over. He stood up and faced us. Like he stood up and turned around and looked up in the thing and said, take your fucking baby out of here right now. I was like, and oh, dude, it was so abrupt and crazy that everybody was laughing.
Yeah.
And then they're arguing back and forth.
Then
and then three more people started yelling at the guy. Yeah. And they like start like, you know, fucking him up verbally. And then he finally leaves. And when he starts, he's like, I'm leaving. Okay. And then he leaves and everybody claps. And that guy felt like a hero, man. He's like, you're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome. I was like, dude, shut the fuck up now and sit down, you dumbass. Oh, it was so funny. The kids still remember that. I think the girls were like in junior high when that happened. Anyway, my answer is no. Don't tell people what to do with their kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Except in the movies. That's my only boundary. So,
Yeah,
okay.
they'll get the stink eye, but you know what I mean? But I'm not going to tell them because it's their responsibility. It's not ours.
Yeah, it's their responsibility.
Yeah.
The worst is when parents just keep eating or doing their thing and their kids just melting down. Then, I don't know. Maybe I might have to say something because like you don't even care. You don't even hear it. That sucks. And your baby has to act like that because you don't pay attention. I don't know. Anyway, we can go down a whole rabbit hole on that one, but that's my answer.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Here's mine.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
So I followed the rules of what we set before this. So mine is based on a cartoon character, TV show, or a movie character.
Sure.
So, hey, don't come at me for this. Or you can, but you have to have specific reasons to counter me, okay? And I want to see the receipts. You ready? Batman is not a superhero. Hold on, there's more. And is a glorified Nepo baby who's bored and has a lot of money. What do you think?
I agree with that 100%, man.
Anthony, don't come for me. Our good friend Anthony is a diehard Batman. But I have always said, I've never said it to his face because I don't want him to get mad at me. But if you were watching this, sorry.
I agree. Hey, it doesn't take away from what he's doing. He's trying to keep the city safe or whatever, right? Like,
I think he's doing it for clout.
well,
I think he has I think he has an Instagram, and I think he's posting. I think, what's the butler's name?
Gotham City's safe.
What's the butler's name?
That's the concern. That's the effect of his vainness on social media.
I don't even know too much about it. Sure. I don't know about any of these superheroes. I know about Wonder Woman, and I know he would want to get into Wonder Woman's like little chonies, they're sparkly chonies. But I know Wonder Woman would whoop his ass because she's a real superhero. I don't know. Is she? Does she have powers, or she just have that magic rope?
Oh, she has powers.
Does she?
Yeah.
I know she has the cuffs. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know anything about superheroes. But I do know this. I think that if you don't have like a superpower, I don't think you're a superhero. I think you're, I don't know, what do you call them? You're like a firefighter. You go and help people. Mm-hmm. You're like a police officer. You go and help people.
Not superhero, but you could be a hero.
Is he though?
Hero. He's a hero. Not a superhero, right? Because there's no superpowers. Right? But he's a hero.
I think he has childhood trauma and he wants people to pay attention to him.
Right.
Didn't his parents die or something? They got in a car crash
I don't know.
Something?
I don't know the history. Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he has childhood trauma and he needs a therapist. And I think he just has a lot of money and he's bored and he wants people to pay attention to him. So he goes and shows off and tries to do all this shit. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes he makes Gotham City worse.
Sometimes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's my hot take. Don't hate me. Don't shoot the messenger.
What about Robin?
Because he doesn't do anything. He runs around in a leotard. And he like literally swings from Batman's nuts. He just wants to be his best friend or his friend, right? What does he do? I don't even know what he does. What does he do?
Similar thing as Batman. You know, he's his sidekick.
I know, but what does he do? Does he have a utility belt too? Or?
Yeah, he has all that stuff.
Oh, he does?
Yeah. He can fight.
Dude, come on. He's 5'2". He can't fight. Come on.
I'm just telling you. Those are his attributes. He can fight.
Who is he fighting? and how come, if he's so good, how come he's not in any of the other movies?
I don't know.
He's only on the TV show back in the 60s, right? By the way, here's another hot take about Batman. The movie franchise. I think the one with Rob Pattinson is the best one. The newest, isn't that the newest one that came out like last year?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the best Batman. I know people are going to come for my throat because they're going to say, the one Michael Keaton's the best one. Or who else was it?
Val Kilmer was
Val
one.
Kilmer.
Ben Affleck was one.
Oh, shit.
George Clooney.
Oh, my God. There's so many.
Yeah, what's the other guy's name?
I don't know. Who cares? I don't care.
Don't
care. Where is that from?
It's from The Walking Dead.
What do you mean?
It's from The Walking Dead. One of the bad guys, he captured part of their team, and they were trying to talk. Oh, we're doing this, and he's like, "Don't care." Where's Rick? Because he's looking for Rick.
Here's another hot take. Well, maybe it's not. I think it's the consensus. Everybody wants to kill Carl, his kid. Wasn't he fucking up and in The Walking Dead? Yeah. Anyway,
the worst.
That's my hot take on Batman, guys. Take it or leave it. All right, what's your next one?
The next one you're gonna have. Anyways, this one is women sexualize men in the workplace just as much as, if not more, than men.
False.
Sexualize women.
Huh? Wait, say that again.
It says women sexualize men in the workplace just as much, if not more, than men sexualize women.
Absolutely fucking false. That's so untrue. Mm-hmm. Where are your stats? Show me the receipts. That's not true at all. Do we talk dirty? Yeah. To each other at lunch over martinis on the clock? Yeah, of course. Yeah, but we don't go up to him and say, "Oh, look at your titties. Hey, you got a nice ass." Or, "Oh, I'll give you this promotion if you sleep with me." That's stupid. No. No way. Don't. Why are you trying to make me angry? I wanted this to be fun and frolicky. You're making me angry.
It's controversial.
It's not controversial. It's a goddamn lie. Who wrote that? Man or woman?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't say.
Oh, such a lie. Do you have anything to say about that?
I don't think it's true either.
Yeah.
I don't think it's true at all. At least in my experience.
Okay. Let's talk about that because you were a cop.
Yeah.
So what did you see?
I saw a lot of it.
A lot of what?
Of men sexualizing women, yeah.
And did you see the reverse?
There was some.
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 But that says just as much, if not more.
No, it's not. It's the opposite.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. In my
What's the
work experience.
craziest thing you saw of a man, either of one of your cop buddies? And I say that loosely because you hung out with one person at the whole 10 plus years you were there.
Mm-hmm.
What's the craziest sexual harassment story? You don't have to say names. Please don't say names. But like, what's the craziest thing you've ever seen? Or actually, I want to know what you've seen. Because hearsay is like, whatever. Some guys be like, yeah, I banged her. And then it's not true. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's a nerd and he wishes he could be with that chick. But like, all right. What's the craziest story that you either heard of or saw with your own two eyes of like to debunk that, women, sexually objectify or sexualize men in the workplace and not vice versa?
Well, where I work, they had a guy transfer into where I work because he did it elsewhere.
Did what?
He was for sexual harassment. Instead of firing these people, they would just move them.
Mm-hmm.
So they moved this guy over here, and he came with that reputation. Everyone knew it, and he still did it where we were working, and then they moved him again. So as far as I know, he's still moving around. And it was not just him. There's a bunch of people just like him. They don't. I never saw anything like people getting like really eaten up and then canned, and then it was always, oh, he needs help.
So one day he's there and the next day he's not.
Yeah. So and then wherever he goes, he does it again, and then wherever he goes, and then it just follows it, and then everyone talks about it. Everyone knows.
That's crazy.
And they don't say anything.
Didn't one guy get fired because he had sex in a cop helicopter?
He didn't get fired. They
moved him around.
Yeah, he got demoted, and then they moved him around, and then he got his stuff back.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, he got it all back.
That's crazy.
And then so what he did is he screwed them back because he got it all back, and then he retired. So and not only did he get it all back, but he got it all recouped. Everything he lost when he got demoted.
How is that even possible?
It was a civil case.
How is that even possible?
I don't know. And then he promoted to his next position, and then he said, "I'm retiring. I'm out of here."
And all your taxpayer dollars are going to pay me for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Oh man, those women need to do a class action suit against his ass. That's crazy.
It's bad.
Now you know why he wanted to get out.
Yeah.
All right. This took a downer. I don't like that.
Sorry.
Anyway. Okay.
What about you?
What about me?
Yeah. Anything in your workplace that
Oh my gosh. Yeah. You
that
guys,
can
I have
definitely
stories.
debunk what this guy's saying?
Well, yeah, of course. I worked in a male-dominated industry of engineers, of civil engineers, and we would go to these conferences every year. I would go to probably about 6 conferences a year around the country, sometimes out of the country, and every conference, and you know this because I would call you, every conference, it was just sucking and fucking. People were married. They didn't care. They would get shit-faced. Then they would go hook up.
So was it 50-50 then, you think? Or
No.
Okay.
It was, well, I understand why you asked me that.
Yeah.
Because both of them were doing it, right?
Yeah.
Both parties. No, but like I've seen with my own 2 peepers, I have seen in meetings, I have seen, because we used to work with a lot of construction workers. And so, the reputation they have. And I had to tell one of my staff, we used to have to go to these construction meetings, right? Where the engineers, the environmental people, and the construction workers, they all get together and they talk about the project, the phase. you owe me this permit, you owe me the whatever, right? And it was always contentious. And so a new girl that I had hired to do the PR on this project, she would come, titties out and listen, I didn't mind what she was wearing as long as it was like not, and this sounds so bad, but not like giving them something to look at.
Sure.
Which sucks because we should be able to dress the way we want to dress. But sometimes it wasn't as professional as I would have liked it to be, right? But she would, and then, I say, hey, man, I'm all about cleavage, but not at these meetings because I'm not going to be here all the time and I want you to be safe kind of thing, which sucks just even saying that out loud. So she would wear, okay, because she had her titties done and she was a really cute girl. But then I said, just wear, just cover your cleavage, right? We go there and she went in. And then I had showed up late that day because I had another meeting. I come into the trailer and I see this guy like leaning over, like this close to her, talking to her, like, yeah, like I'll get you all the information you need because we needed information from the team in order to do our job.
Sure.
And then he was just like, oh, and then he would like every time he'd go next to her or whatever, he would put his hand on the small of her back. And I walked in and I watched him do that one time, and then he was talking all close to her. And then I went over there and I didn't even care. I said it in front of everybody because I wanted him to be on notice. And this was the construction worker, right? The contractor. And I walked over there and I said, hey, don't ever put your fucking hands on my staff again. And I don't want you talking to her. I don't want you close to her. I don't even want you sitting on the same fucking side of the table as her. Am I clear? And we're talking about this old man with a big old white goatee. He did have a nice head of hair, though. He had like one of the big pompadour, big gray pompadour, right? You could tell he was pretty good looking back in the day. And he had a big fat beer belly, and he was probably like 6'3". And I'm here 5'3". Don't you ever fucking touch her again. Don't talk to her again. Nothing. Because I when I walked in and I saw him do that from across the room, she looked terrified. So it made me think, how many other times has he done this and I haven't been here? Because I would only go into the big meetings. That's why I hired her to do that. I only come to the big meetings. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So that's just one.
Sure.
And that's not counting all the conferences I went to with all the admin people and like the CEOs and shit like that. I seen so much stuff. I seen top decision makers of companies, and most of the marketing and business development people were women or femme presenting, right? And you would have to kiss ass in order to get information. And I had to mentor so many women that were coming in after me. Like, that's not how you do it. That's not how you do it. And so anyway, I could go down a rabbit hole on that too, on sexual harassment. So that's probably the craziest one I seen and she was so young. She was like right out of college. She was like, I want to say 21 years old, 20, maybe 20. And she was terrified. And then shocker, she quit a month later. And then she did tell me because it was too much for her. You know what I mean? It sucked, dude. So anyway, man, I wanted this to be fun. All right. It's all right. You're going to get some life lessons in between the fun. Okay.
It is fun.
All right. So how many was that? That was 2 for you, right? Okay, cool. Let's see. So mine has to do with parenting. So allowing your kids to say no to you, right? So if a parent says, oh yeah, I let my kids say no to me, I only have a hard line on some things like, hygiene and being safe, not running out in the middle of the street, but everything else they can tell me no. I want them to have, independence and autonomy because, they'll figure it out when they're ready. What do you think about that? And we're talking potty training. We're talking eating, food. We're talking touching things that don't belong to them. We're talking about sharing with other people. What do you think about that?
I don't agree, man.
No?
No way.
Why not?
They're gonna feel like they can do whatever they want, right? Don't you think?
Yeah.
The kid's gonna be like, I can do whatever I want, man. She's never gonna say no to me.
Well, they're just so temperamental and at that age, and and I want them to give them autonomy, and I want to give them a space to grow. And there's like, there's gentle parenting, which I agree with. Now, wish I would have learned that a long time ago. about me, you know what I mean? And also with our kids, right?
Sure.
And then there's no parenting. Let your kid fucking say no to you.
Yeah.
No? You're telling me no when I say don't put your hand on that stove? All right, go ahead and touch it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Oh, you don't believe me it's hot? Put your hand in that fire. Let's see. And then I'd go to jail for like child abuse, right? My kid gets 3rd-degree burns on their hands, right? But
No.
No way, dude.
Yeah.
Come on.
No kid's going to say no to me.
No.
No.
I mean, listen, they're already like, they don't know what they're doing.
No.
So kids, believe it or not, they need boundaries and they actually like boundaries, whether they say it or not, because it helps them be independent. It does help them grow. Now, monopolizing their mindset, that's different.
Yeah.
Like when you're like, you will think like I think, you will believe in this, like shit like that.
That's
we never
different.
did that with our kids.
No.
So I was baptized Catholic, grew up Christian. You were Mormon from diapers until you were fucking 18, right? You're still Mormon.
Sure.
You just don't practice, right? So when we had kids, we said, nah, we're going to let them choose.
Yeah.
We're going to let them do what they want to do as far as religion, because we all know like a lot of this shit is made up.
Yeah.
All these rules, right? Which only apply to the women, not to the men. Bullshit, right? And Jesus loved the whores. So like, what's that? Right? He did. I'm not a Bible expert, but I remember that part. I was like, oh, they said whores. Because I went to Catholic school and I was like, oh, they said whores. But anyway, yeah. And that they'll figure it out later. Potty training. Oh my God. I just feel like kids are potty training later and later and later in life.
You think so?
Yes. I saw this TikTok the other day of this girl, this lady was like, yeah, you know, and what do you guys think? Weigh in. What's your thoughts? Comment below. My son is 4 and not potty trained.
That's crazy.
Now, if they have a learning disability or if they're, you know, something's going on, that's different.
Sure.
But if there's nothing, you know, if there's no disability, then what the fuck are you doing? That tells me
she's saying she's not
there's lazy.
She's not saying no to him.
That's true. My son says no, I don't want to potty train. Good luck. He's pissing in his pants in the movie theater, and then I'm gonna get up and go, get your fucking kid and his piss pants out of here. Right? Dude, come on. I mean, you don't have to be a fucking dictator.
Sure.
Right? But you sure as shit do not let your kid walk all over you, man. And then you wonder why those, you know, the people who do that, fast forward to they're 16, 17, and they're whooping their ass. The kid is whooping his mom's ass, and then she's got to call the cops and all this other shit. Then, hey, you get what you get.
Yeah.
Hey, you started that. you built that monster because you didn't set boundaries. So.
Yeah, there's got to be some.
So you want to hear something funny? What? What's so funny?
I was gonna because I know what you're gonna talk about.
Oh, okay. So when we potty trained our kids, right? Because we're talking about letting your kids say no, I don't want to learn how to potty train. Of course, they're not going to want to learn because they want to chase butterflies and they want to, you know, do whatever. Okay. So every time our kids turned 2, with every single kid, I would take 2 weeks off at work, and I always planned it around Christmas time so I could take 2 weeks off of work and potty train them and be home for the holidays. With Dayson, took me 6 days to potty train her. Easy. Boom. She both poo and pee, right? Drew took a little bit longer. I'm like, dude, my 2 weeks is almost up. Hurry up. And we finally got it down, right? But she had a hard time learning how to poop in the toilet because she was scared of the poop. Anyone else have kids who were scared of the poop?
I remember
I used to babysit kids that used to run in the corner of the, like any room and like shit in their pants, but they're like behind the couch, like hiding. Did you remember that? Yeah. A lot of the kids that I babysit, I don't know why. And they were all white kids. I don't know if that was a thing, but they would get scared to sit on the toilet because they would feel weird about the poop coming out of their butt. And then they would run in the corner and just shit in their pants and hide behind the couch and shit in the pants.
But you taught them how to.
No, those aren't my kids. Those are not my kids. You shit in your pants and like, hey, kind of gross. So and I had to clean it up. And then the whole time I'm going, huh, huh. And then after the kid did it 3 times, the third time I told the parents, hey, I can't watch them if they're not potty trained.
Oh, okay.
I'm not doing that.
Okay.
Because I don't know. I'm 16.
No, I know.
Not my job. You know what I mean? But with Donovan, it's back to Drew. It took her a while to learn how to poo. So we would sing show tunes, like Broadway hits and stuff. Yeah. And then she learned how to sing like the Annie songs from the play Annie. Yeah. And she's like, the sun will come out tomorrow. And I'm all, anything come out? No, keep singing. And I'm sitting on the regular toilet going, hurry up. And then she'd be like looking up at the stars, la, 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 singing. And then most of the time she's just fucking around on the toilet. I'm like, I know you need to poop. Hurry up. Right? And so she finally did. So she made it right in the nick of time before she had to go back to school and I had to go back to work. Donovan, on the other hand, didn't want to do that. He's like, no, I don't want to. And they warn me, boys are harder. Sure. But I was like, not my son. He's amazing and he's a fucking genius. So he's going to learn how to potty train. And you know, one time I was, you have magazines or books or whatever in the bathroom and you're taking a shit. Moms, you'll know. You're sitting on the toilet. Your kids have to come in even when you're taking a shit. Right. Yeah. So I'm looking at the Victoria's Secret catalog because it had just come in. And you know, on the front, it says pink because that's one of their brands. Right. Yeah. And he comes over and he's like, what does that say, mommy? And I was like, oh, that says pink. And he was like looking at all like the cover and he was all, oh. Like,
didn't he touch it? He was going boobas.
No, he was not. He was like circles in his eyes. No, he wasn't. And then I was like, what are you looking at? And he was like, and then he would just point, right? He would point at their titties. And I'm like, oh. And then for whatever reason, he was like, I want to look at the pinks. I want to look at the pinks.
Oh, that's what he called them.
And I'm all, the pinks? What are you talking about? And then he'd run to the bathroom and he'd come back with my magazine, my pink Victoria's Secret magazine. And I go, okay, well, and then I'd snatch it out of his hand and I go, you can't look at it until you go poop on the potty. And he was like, I want to look at it. Already, right? Wants to look at titties. I go sit on the toilet. So he went and sat on the toilet and I'd give it to him and then he'd be reading it and then he would go. That's my parenting hack. Take out the Victoria's Secret catalog. Maybe they'll go.
For your son.
For your son. Oh, little Donnie. Anyway, so no to no. No. Right? Don't let your kids say no to you. I mean, context is everything, but you get what I'm saying.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. My third one is it's not okay to walk around naked in a gym locker room.
Listen. You want to let it fly in the wind? Rock on, right? If you're good with your body and you don't feel like inhibited, I think that's cool. Like honestly, like I think that's cool. However, and we're talking like a public gym, right? Like
a LA Fitness 24 hours something. Yeah.
I don't care. Like women do that all the time.
Sure.
And it's mainly the old women, which, you know, mad respect, but dude, come on. I don't want to, just for me. Yeah. Like me, I don't want to do that.
Right.
Right. Plus, I think gym locker rooms are gross.
Yeah.
However, if you're walking around, your titties are swinging, whatever, your fupa's out, like your ass out, who cares? I don't care. Right. But if I'm bending over, putting my shoes on and I got to look up and your hoo-ha is in my face and I can see your labias, maybe not get so close to me.
Sure.
Like, maybe no? No. And I know there's a lot of cultures too. There's different cultures that go to these gyms and they're the same way. They're just like, whatevs.
Sure.
And then they're like putting their foot up on the thing, like on the bench, right? And they're like bending over, like drying their feet, one foot with their spread eagle. And I'm next to him tying my shoes and I look up and there's labias in my face. Maybe not. Yeah. What about you?
Same. It's why I don't use it, especially when I go work out in the gym at that time. And it's mostly
that's not why you don't use it. You just don't. You just never use the locker.
Okay. And it's mainly older men that walk around with their clothes not on,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess I don't. I feel the same as you. I don't like if you want to do it, you could do it, but I think they can be a little bit more discreet. They don't have to be. You don't have to walk across the locker room that way. You can just walk like from the shower to the locker, like, and then for whatever reason, none of them have big enough towels. I don't understand that. I know the gym doesn't give you towels. You bring your towel from home.
Yeah.
But why isn't it big enough? It's never big.
You know why.
I don't know why.
You know why. I remember your friend told us one time, like, he hates it, like, with a passion.
Yeah.
And he said, this is one guy in there. And he goes, yeah, fucking Bubblegum's in there again today. And I go, who? He's like, Bubblegum. I go, who's Bubblegum? He goes, there's this fat old white guy in there with like a big gray bush. And then his little tiny peepee is just in the middle of the big gray bush, and it looks like a piece of bubblegum stuck in a pile of hair. I'm all, you're disgusting. I will never unsee that. And now you won't either. Do you remember that?
I do.
Bubblegum's in there again, walking around. And he said he didn't even bring a towel. He never brought a towel. He would just air dry. So he would spread eagle and just let his shit hang and then like just wait for his ass to air dry. Are you going to give me something back or?
No, I say I'm making a face, Spotify. Sorry, because I not only know the story, but I know Bubblegum like I seen him personally.
I know.
You know, and it's disgusting. It's not what I want to see when I'm about to go lift weights or.
But you know what, dude? Mad respect. That guy he loves his body and he's like not ashamed of it. And we talked about it on the last podcast. Do what you got to do.
Sure.
As you know, as long as it's not unethical, immoral, and what was my other one? I forget what I said, but anyway.
Illegal. Yeah.
Unethical, illegal, or immoral. If it's none of those three things, let your bubblegums hang out. Who cares?
Is that falling in ethical category at all?
It's not unethical. It's not hurting anybody.
No.
Is it hurting maybe your corneas? I don't know.
My brain. It's hurting my brain.
I think it just makes you feel uncomfortable and other guys because you would never do that.
Oh no, 100%.
Right, but if you were like loved being nude, like you wouldn't even see that guy.
I'm sure.
Because like in Europe or even in like in China or Japan, they have those bathhouses. Like you're not even allowed to wear clothes once you go to the locker, come out of the locker room, you're not allowed to wear clothes. I mean, I think you guys just get upset about that because you would never walk around naked.
That's true. And in this guy's hot take that he wrote, I don't know if it's guy or girl, sorry. He also said, he understands that in the locker room you change clothes. The least you could do is face your locker when you're changing your underwear, right? Like you know what I mean?
Who cares?
No. Like,
I know why he's saying that. He's saying that because he doesn't want to look at it.
Yeah, so because that's what I would do. I would face my locker. I wouldn't face out to look at people coming in.
Well, that's what I do too. But like, who cares if they face outward?
I don't know. Like
it's called homophobia. That's why.
Is it?
Isn't it?
I don't know. It just makes me feel uncomfortable.
It's a body part. Who cares? You guys have the same body parts.
I don't want to see it.
Then don't look.
I don't.
You see it, then just look away.
I do.
It's just the standards in America because in Europe, China, Japan, they have all like bathhouses. You can't even walk out of the locker room with clothes on. Like you can't have swim trunks on, nothing. Speedo, nothing. You have to go butt ass naked. You know why? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. That's why there's nude beaches in Europe and not over here. I mean, I think there's a few over here, but hardly any because people are weird and they sexualize everything.
Well, I don't want to do it either, huh?
What?
I don't want to walk around naked like
then
that.
Then don't.
Okay.
Don't, because you've been conditioned that way.
Well, I understand that, but so I'm comfortable that way.
Listen, I said, I don't care. If someone wants to turn around, titties out, everything else is out, I'm cool. I just don't want it by my face. That's it. Like, I don't want it by...
Well, I said the same thing.
Well, you said you got to face the...
No, I was telling you this guy was saying.
I know, but you're saying you do it too. And
I
you
do what this guy does.
I know, and you're saying you don't want to see it.
I don't.
I know.
But I do see it, but it's like, oh, good for you. I don't want to see it, but what am I going to do?
So this is a good one.
Yeah.
I think people should be able to do what they want to do as long as it's not illegal, immoral, or unethical. The end.
I agree.
Do you, though?
Yeah.
No, you don't. I'm saying, who cares? And you're saying, but I don't want to see it.
I know. What's wrong with
There's nothing wrong. That's why it's called a hot take.
No, I know that.
I agree with my opinion, and you agree with that guy or that person, right?
Yes, because this is what I would do. Yes.
Yeah, I know. And I don't care.
What?
I don't care. I don't even care. Let your bubblegums hang out. It's all good. All right. All right. Here's my last one.
Okay.
This is food because you were supposed to do one on food.
Yes. I have another one for food. I'll do it after. Go.
Okay. And that'll be the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, big, soft cookies are the supreme dessert. And cheesecake is ass and should be abolished. I hate cheesecake. It's so gross. And people love it.
Like me.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so gross. Every time I would go to a luncheon, a fundraiser, a dinner, a holiday party,
bring me one home
at a restaurant, right? There's always cheesecake.
Why?
Boo!
So you shouldn't be asking why cheesecake. You should be asking, man. There's a reason why because a lot of people love it.
I don't love it.
I'm just saying it's the majority. A lot of people love it. That's why it's on there.
It sucks. It sucks. The only cheesecake I can even barely tolerate, and that's eating just a smidge of it, is the Reese peanut butter cup cheesecake at the Cheesecake Factory. Yeah. That's it. And even then, I will literally just...
You have to have cookie with it.
No.
Or the crust with it.
Here's how I eat my cheesecake when I do. I flip it on its side, and I cut the graham cracker crust off, and I eat the crust, and I'll have like just the barely tip of the pie. One bite, that's it. Yeah. Because it tastes like peanut butter. Everything, no. Yeah. It's still cream cheese, and it makes me want to vomit. And I think
good.
I think they have cheesecake everywhere at all these fundraisers and shit because it's cheap.
No, everybody likes it. That's why they have it.
Not everybody.
Not everybody, but there's a majority of people that like it.
I think the majority. I think everybody, not the majority. I think 100% of all attendees like chocolate chip cookies.
I do too.
So put those fuckers on the table and get rid of the cheesecake.
Yeah, I think to me, I like them both evenly.
I know, but cookies are universal and everyone loves cookies. They are. No, you put an oatmeal cookie on there? No.
Well,
that's
minute.
The fucking devil incarnate.
Wait a minute.
He likes everything I don't like, which is kind of good. Like when I'm trying to stay in my macros, I'll eat this cheesecake. It sucks. And then I make him stop somewhere else for me on the way home to give me something to eat. Cheesecake is an abomination.
It is not.
It is.
I don't agree.
And so are oatmeal cookies, unless they're made.
They're not either.
I take that back. So, okay, oatmeal cookies are good if they don't have raisins in them. Is that a hot take? You like the raisins in them?
I could do both.
Raisins are gross.
I could do both.
Raisins are gross.
They're really good.
Raisins are like, what's that dessert white people bring to barbecues? And it has like whipped cream and it has grapes and like fruit cocktail in it.
I don't know. What is that?
I don't know. Ambrosia. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Ambrosia? It's so gross.
What does that have to do with?
I don't know. I just said grapes. And then I thought, I said raisins. I hate raisins. And then I thought of grapes. And then it reminded me of like the worst dessert on the planet. What's the worst dessert to you ever?
To me? Mm-hmm. Yeah, think about it. Hold on.
Well, for me, it's cheesecake.
No.
Cheesecake and ambrosia. And any cookie with raisins in it. You can go fucking jump off a bridge. That's gross.
Remember in preschool, they'd give you the box of raisins, the red one? Sun-Maid.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the little square one?
Not for me. I would not eat raisins.
Yeah. Well, it was in all the free lunches. I remember they used to always have a box of. You know which one I'm talking about, right?
I know what you're talking about, but at my school, we had for the free lunches, we had apples, whole apples.
Well, it wasn't always raisins, but they'd give us fruit too sometimes.
If they did, I probably used it to hit somebody with the box.
No, I'm just saying, if you remember it, I used to love that, man.
I know.
And I used to ask for because no one else would eat it.
So gross.
I loved them.
I know you're a Martian. Okay, so do your last
My last food one.
Yeah.
Pineapple on pizza, bud. Pineapple on pizza.
You know what? I don't get angry about that.
No.
I can eat it, but I prefer not to. It's not I'm in the middle. I'm like, what is it? Switzerland. I really don't give a fuck. If it's on there and I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat it. If it's not on there, even better.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna be like, what is this atrocity? I'm not gonna be like that. I just don't care enough.
Sure.
But you put sardines on a fucking pizza, I'll kill you.
Ah, that's your dad's favorite.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who does that? You're literally putting fish on pizza.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Not just any anchovies.
Oh yeah, I said sardines. What are anchovies?
They're fish.
They're
Little
fish,
fishes,
right?
yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, fuck.
That's why I said not just any anchovies.
You know the only time I like anchovies?
Huh.
Did you know that Caesar dressing was made with anchovies?
Yeah.
Oh,
Me
you
too.
didn't.
What?
Anyway, that's not really a hot take. I think that's a trendy hot take.
Is it?
People are like, oh, no pineapple on pizza. Like, who cares? It's not a big deal.
Some people find it atrocious, like you said.
No. Cheesecake is atrocious.
See?
All right. If you guys have more hot takes, put them in
Seriously.
the thing, and maybe we'll go over them at the beginning of the next episode. But all my anti-cheesecake girlies rise up because cheesecake sucks.
My raisin oatmeal.
Gross. Anyway, all right, you guys, that's it for today. Episode 21.
In 21? The books. 21.
Yes, 21. Okay, don't forget the Two Idiot Girls, the Loud book tour with Drew Wallow featuring the Two Idiot Girls. We're going to put this right here. You're going to get so sick of us. We're going to do this all the way until July. And seriously. So make sure you guys get your tickets. There's 3 places that have already sold out of 21. We're going to 21 places. We will be at every one.
Single one.
Woo, 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 woo. We'll be at every one. So hopefully we can meet you guys.
Yeah. Look forward to seeing you if you are coming.
And don't forget to like, follow, and share because we want to spread the good word of how cheesecake is the worst dessert on the face of the earth.
And oatmeal raisin is still good.
Also ass. Yes. Thank you for clarifying that. Okay. Well, I think that's it for us, but we are going to leave with a quote of the day. And this one is by me because I say this to our children all the time.
Yeah.
Your opinions are valid, but it doesn't give you the right to invalidate someone else's opinions. All right? So be respectful, be kind, and don't yell at babies in movie theaters. It's late, but we love you guys, and we still showed up, and we'll see you guys next week.